lovers woo, they still say I love
After Casablanca in 1942 made both Ingrid Bergman and Humphrey Bogart top box office stars around the world, Bogart was asked how come he'd never appeared so romantic before, and he said, if you have Ingrid Bergman looking at you as if you're romantic, you are.
I told you never to play.
Bergman was 27 then. Casablanca was only her 5th American film, but she'd played in 11 Swedish pictures before that, been a star in her native country from the age of 20. Both she and Bogart got the roles in Casablanca by default. George Raft turned it down, and Hedy Lamarr walked off before shooting started. 2 years later, Bergman won her first of 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress. The picture remains among her best, Gaslight.
With the sun rising.
Directed by George Cukor, co-starring Charles Boyer, Joseph Cotten, and Angela Lansbury, and based on the successful play by Patrick Hamilton, the film is a timeless, terrifying thriller about a woman's painful struggle to retain her sanity under a calculated psychological assault by her treacherous husband.
Have you gone mad, my husband? Or is it I who am mad? Yes, of course, that's it. I am mad. I'm always losing things and hiding things, and I can never find them. I don't know where I put them. That was a knife, wasn't it? And I have lost it. I must look for it, mustn't I? If I don't find it, you'll put me in the madhouse.
2 years after that, in 1946, Bergman joined director Alfred Hitchcock and Cary Grant, and together they made a spy thriller that's also one of the best and most popular, ambiguous modern love stories, Notorious.
No good, golly.
Written by Ben Hecht and co-starring Claude Rains, the picture was also Bergman's first success, playing a less than pure character, but Hitchcock's sympathy for her is clear throughout. As Grant used to comment, Hitchcock gave the picture to Ingrid.
Go on, what happened? What happened?
Alex found out.
And the others haven't?
They'd kill him if they knew. Oh, they killed Emil.
Are you in pain?
I don't know, the pills.
Give me your feet.
Say it again, it keeps me awake.
I love you.
Notorious turned out to be Bergman's last success for 10 years. In fact, all of her next 9 films were financial disasters, and her personal life became an international scandal. She was even denounced in the U.S. from the floor of the Senate. The reason? Love. She fell in love with the brilliant and also married Italian director Roberto Rossellini while doing their first film together, and he with her. She became pregnant on the film and left her Swedish husband and daughter to remain with Rossellini. Eventually they married, had 3 children, made 5 more films, all flops, all among her most challenging work. The only one available is their first, Stromboli, shot entirely on the remote volcanic Italian island, done in Rossellini's neo-realist style, just what Bergman had wanted, to get away from the glossy Hollywood fashion in which she'd been presented. Recut and truncated, the film was reviled on its release in 1950, but still retains a good deal of power. International critics ranked the 6 Bergman-Rossellini pictures among the great personal works of the cinema.
I haven't the courage. I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
The Bergman-Rossellini scandal wasn't wiped out in America until the 1956 release of another glossy Hollywood film called Anastasia, for which Bergman got her 2nd Oscar, a kind of royal pardon from the Academy. But her first European success in 10 years came with another 1956 film written and directed in France by the legendary Jean Renoir. Still barely seen here, and then only in a horribly dubbed and butchered version. The French original, happily, has just become available, and it's an extraordinary treat for connoisseurs. Titled Ilana and the Men, it co-stars Mel Ferrer, the French star Jean Marais, singer Juliette Greco, in a beautiful, elaborately unrealistic romantic comedy with Bergman as a penniless Polish princess who's infatuated both with a general and a dilettante, and in need of a rich man's attention, torn between love, duty, and practicality. Bittersweet, witty, often rowdy, Ilana and the Men is vintage Renoir, and certainly the most genuinely lyrical picture of Ingrid Bergman's remarkable career, which ended 26 years later with her death from cancer in 1982 on her 67th birthday.